Looking for Madden 22 Ultimate Team coins? AOEAH.com is the cheapest and most reliable coins on the marketplace. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. YouTube, what's up? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com, and we have a very special Madden 22 tip video for you guys today. I'm going to take a look at quite possibly the glitchiest offense in the game. Everybody knows in Madden 22 that bunch and bunch tight end and trips, extremely popular, but to me, this formation I'm about to show you guys is super unique, and it's actually, in my opinion, the hardest formation to guard in the game. It's this gun, Y-off, trips, pats. It's out of the New England playbook. You see a lot, not a lot, but a few high-level players run this, the stream or, play competitively. And to me, when I play against a user who's extremely good at this Y-off, trips, pats, to me it's the hardest offense to defend just because you don't play it very often, and the spacing is extremely unique in this formation. You can't run the same type of defense that you might run against bunch tight end tight formations against this because of the spacing and then also the motions you can use. So what's great about this offense is it doesn't really rely upon using escape artist. As we get into Madden 23, escape artist is not going to be anywhere near the same as it is this year. So you're going to want to get used to playing within the pocket. And one of my favorite plays, if not really my favorite play in the entire formation, is the Pats Y out. And the reason for this is this play has a super glitchy bomb in it, but it also has routes to destroy any coverage. And the best part is you can block all the meta blitzes out there. It's just an absolutely glitchy play. So let's start with the nickel 3-5 wide, Mike Blitz 3, Mike Blitz 0 meta. So when running this formation, you do have the tight end, two receiver side of the formation, and you want that to always be on the wide side of the field. So here we're going to keep the running back on the short side, the tight end, two receiver side on the wide side. So for this particular play, this is important because you want your receiver running this post route, running to the short side of the field. Now you see we have Thomas here. You don't necessarily need any abilities on your receiver, but if you were going to have an ability on your receiver, I would use the deep out elite. Now, you see with Michael Thomas, he's only 87 speed. He's very slow. He's not fast. Ideally, you want a fast receiver here, but it still will, this route combo will still work even with the low speed because it just tears up any coverage. And like I said, especially if you have deep out elite, that route will always pretty much beat man coverage. So let's look at Mike Blitz 3 first. Before we get too much further into the video, I just want to remind you guys, I do free Madden 22 tips, gameplays, and news, weekly videos on my channel. So if you enjoy my YouTube content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, turn your notifications on. All that great stuff does help me out a lot as a content creator. And I'd love to get 300 likes on this video. You guys know how most people run this. They'll do something like this where they basically use the contains to try to glitch out the running back. They'll stand over the D-tackle with their user, and that's pretty much it. So when I go up against someone running this type of defense, the way I set this play up is super simple. All I do is I block the tight end because he's going to allow me to pick up this blitz. I streak the slot receiver, and then I like to put the running back out of the backfield on a Texas route. Now, if you don't have the ability to hot route a Texas route, you could just put him on an out route, something to attack the flat. But with the Texas route, you could do that with hot route master quarterback, or even you could do that with just having the running back ability for the extra hot routes. Now, when you got the Texas route on this play, it's a great route by itself because, like I said, it beats man, it beats zone, it beats the blitz. But really what it does is it makes the user have to stay underneath to defend that, which then opens up the bomb over the top. As you guys can see there, easy throw and catch. Now, I want to just point out that while you don't need any specific abilities, and this play is just a great route combo in general, you do want some specific traits or really stats and abilities, I would say, at quarterback. You want a good release. I like either the Gen 3 or the Slinger 1. Now, that's just going to be a quicker release. Also, you want throw power, and you probably want high throw power. At this point, if you play MUT, 99 is a must. And you also definitely want to use some sort of ability for, better, faster throwing power, animations, velocity, whatever you want to call it. And you could use, I like Gunslinger the best, but if you don't want to use the AP for that, you can use Pass Lead Elite. Set Lead is okay too. But, that's going to be the difference between just a simple big play and being able to catch this in stride with a better throw, a faster throw, and, be able to catch it in stride for a touchdown. Now, the other thing here is, even if maybe our quarterback didn't put the best ball, as Winston's not a very good quarterback, you guys know that. If our receiver was faster, say we had a 99 speed receiver, which most people have in Mutt, you're going to catch this in stride and outrun the defense. But even as is, you guys can see what happens here. Is basically the streak takes the safety out of the middle of the field. And then this deep zone over here, he's too far underneath because he really doesn't have anyone to guard, honestly. So he kind of just doesn't get enough depth. By the time he realizes that this post is running into his area, he's already beat. Now, if you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. Now, the best thing about this route, in my opinion, is it will also be man-to-man coverage really well. So, we don't have the fastest speed with Michael Thomas, but overall, he's a good receiver. He's going up against a really good corner, though, so to be real, this is not a good matchup for us. But as you guys can see, his ability lights up, he's wide open, and that's going to be he might get caught from behind here because he's so slow, but that route is a really good route to beat man coverage. Honestly, like I said, this wasn't even a good matchup for us, but, when you do have the ability, for this route, it's going to get some nice separation for you. And like I said, you do want some speed. Obviously, Michael Thomas is really slow. He got caught from behind. But like I said, this is a solid route to beat man coverage. But, at the end of the day, what I really like about this is while it's so good against man and so good against zone, like I said, there's other ways you can attack on this play. So, like I said, the Texas route. That's always going to be man coverage. It's going to beat the blitz. It's going to, be a high-low read with zone with the other post. It's going to basically make the user defend it. Now, the other thing that's really nice about this play, like I said, is you don't always have to have him on a Texas route. Another thing I like to do a lot of times is just put him on a simple out route out of the backfield. When you mix those two routes up, it really is a problem for the defense because they don't know if they should play a hard flat, if they're going to need to guard the middle of the field. Mixing in an out route out of the backfield with the Texas route is super, super effective. It's definitely one of the best things you can do. Now, another thing about this play is if they're not going to, blitz you and you don't really need to block anybody, honestly, you do want to just keep the tight end on his out route. That tight end out route is actually really, really effective against man coverage. Consistently, it will get open. Obviously, if you have an ability on your receiver to put them on, or your tight end to put them on other routes, you could mix in some other routes. But really, to be honest with you, I like that out route. That out route is really, really good, especially against people playing man coverage. And honestly, if you don't even want to try to block the blitz, if you just want to let them blitz you, it's not a bad route to even just use against the blitz because it's a quick throw. It's going to get open generally before they can even get at you with their blitz. So this play is super, super effective. Honestly, with just one or two hot routes, you don't always have to block the tight end. You just really want to streak the slot and then either put the running back on an out or a Texas route. Now, at the same time, if you're going to have your tight end on an out route, there's no need to use the Texas route because then it's just going to get in the way. Those two routes, the spacing will be good. If you're going to leave your tight end on the out route, definitely make sure you put your running back on an out route. If you're going to block the tight end, that's going to be a better time for you to use the angle route. I will say that the Texas/angle route, whatever you want to call it, is super good, though, at distracting the user. Now, another defense a lot of people use is this pinch 2, and this is a really good play to attack that as well. So with pinch 2, you guys have to know a few things about pinch 2. First of all, this defense is another blitz with, it's a cover 2, but it's a cover 2 blitz, and to be quite honest with you, this blitz is better blocked with the running back. Now, you could block it with the tight end, don't get me wrong. Give yourself some reasonable time. But I feel like you do better when you just simply block the running back against this blitz. Now, as you guys can see, if you just send your running back out of the backfield on the Texas and the out routes, those will be quick enough reads to where the blitz shouldn't be able to get to you. But you guys can see that this guy just runs around the tackle. The tight end doesn't do the best job of picking up the heat on this play. Now, if you do want to make sure you pick up this blitz a little bit better, you can just block the running back and go ahead and streak the slot receiver. By streaking the slot receiver and doing the out route, you should be able to basically pick and choose between the out and one of the posts against the cover two, because you have the streak to basically split the seam. It's going to back up those hook zones. And if they don't guard the deep middle, obviously you could just hit the streak. But because you have the two post routes combined with the streak, most of the time you're going to get that out route open. And if for whatever reason they guard it, most likely you'll have one of the post routes open against cover two. Now, at the end of the day, though, you could run the exact same setup I showed you guys with the streak and the Texas route against this cover two defense, because, again, they're really not going to be able to guard the Texas route out of the backfield and account for the post and the streak up the middle, because what's going to end up happening is that they're going to have to pick and choose. So if we do this here again, notice how the play before we hit the Texas route. What most players will do is they'll say, okay, and then they'll go guard it. But then you have the post breaking right behind it, so it kind of is a big dilemma. And don't forget, on the other side of the field, you have another post that's a little bit deeper, but you also have a streak. So again, it's kind of the same deal. Like, if they're not going to, and what most people will do, by the way, is they'll move the safety out so the sideline isn't as open. I forgot to mention that when they're in cover two. But, if you're going to say, okay, now I'm going to use the other linebacker and try to stay low, well, okay, that's fine. We're just going to throw the seam right down the middle on a quick throw, right? Very, very easy. And again, you have to imagine how this would work with elite players on offense. I'm using the Saints, and their players are honestly really bad, other than Kamara. Thomas is okay, but he's super slow. Winston's a terrible quarterback, and these other receivers honestly are not good. I just picked this team, honestly, for the running back ability and to show you guys that you don't necessarily even need the best personnel to make this play work. Now, that we've shown you how this works against some of the meta blitzes out there, I'm going to show you guys how this would work at just somebody just playing standard coverage. So you've already seen a cover 3. Let's look at a match defense cover 4. Cover 4 match is very, very common defense out there. You see a lot of players running this, and this is a defense that's going to be easy to beat. So if you're going up against match, I would recommend not blocking anybody, because against match, honestly, they're not going to really blitz you. At most, they're going to rush 4. So it's just smarter to, most people would do something like this, maybe spy, rush 3 or 4. It's just smarter to have as many routes in the field as possible. So the first thing I always say against match is if you have routes that beat man, most likely they'll beat match too. So those 2 out routes are going to be crucial routes, especially the running back. The running back, he's going to get matched by the quarter zone, and he's going to beat it. Now, this play, as you guys will see, if we work a little bit more into our reads, you'll see some other things pop open. So let's go ahead and do that on this play. So yes, I know the out routes are open, but what I want to show you guys is these post routes running across the field. They're going to get open too, because remember, this is essentially man coverage match, right? So they're going to match those 2 post routes, and both of those post routes should win here. The running back is wide open. On this play, that this normally would be the user right here, 11. They did choose to guard the tight end out route until it got past the other quarter. So he wasn't open on this play. This guy was open on the post. The streak was taken over the top. And once again, you'll see that if Thomas beats his man, that's pretty much a touchdown. Now, he didn't beat his man here. And again, that's why you really want a fast receiver. Because again, this is just not a good matchup for us. If they're press covering, sure, he's going to probably win. But when you consider that we have a 87 speed receiver going up against a corner that has 93 speed and he has ability, that's not good for us. You know what I mean? That's not really what we're looking for. Now, when we're talking about Mutt and everyone's pretty much equal, 99 speed DB, 99 speed receiver, he's going to win on that route at will. As you guys can see here again, this is a really, really good play to beat match, because the out, the quick post, and the deeper post, and potentially the tight end all can beat it. So like I said, this offense to me is a glitch, super effective. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button, and we'll be back with some more great Madden 22 content as we push forward towards Madden 23.